Bro, the difference in Marvel Tokon versus Avatar Legends tweets is sending me, bruh. Starting to regret not signing up for Avatar Legends Alpha. It looks better than what Tokon have right now. Max playing Avatar versus Tokon. Bruh. They're saying the Avatar fighting game beta plays better than Marvel Tokon. So everybody thought that Tokon Fighting Souls was gonna be the fighting game. But right now, both games are having playtests, and the word on the street is that Avatar Legends, the fighting game, is actually better. So who would have thought that the lowly Flash game, as everyone called it back when it was first revealed, would end up being better than Arc System Works' next big fighting game? Well, I could be speaking too soon. I'm just going off of what I'm seeing on Twitter, and the consensus seems to be that Tokon is just not hitting it right for most people, but Avatar is. Now, I'm not going to pretend anything about Tokon. I have zero interest in that game since I'm not really a Marvel fan, and it's PlayStation exclusive, so that game was not even on my radar to begin with. However, I do recognize the fact that it is the next big fighting game in the same vein as Dragon Ball FighterZ and Guilty Gear Strive, but now we have Avatar Legends that's shaking things up. I'm seeing a lot of comparisons to Melty Blood, but also to Dragon Ball FighterZ, and the old footage from a few weeks ago, which even back then, I was saying that the game looked amazing, when everyone else was shitting on it. But in that old footage, you can tell that things were still actively being worked on, and things like the UI were just placeholder. That's why it looked kind of off, but with the footage that we're getting now, and by the way, the footage you're seeing here is from Diaphone's stream earlier, so all credit goes to Diaphone for the really cool gameplay, and that Korra player that he was fighting too, he was really good. But with this new footage, dude, this game looks like it went into the hyperbolic time chamber and came out more powerful than ever in the span of just a few weeks. If you think about it, the way that they revealed it was actually pretty smart too. They revealed the game a month ago and it looks rough in some ways, and then just 1 month later we get a playtest where it looks super polished. So I just think that was a neat way of revealing the game. What we're seeing with the Avatar fighting game, I think, is something special. I really do think that, and with all the info that's coming out and the footage that we're getting, it's been changing a lot of people's minds. On Twitter, most of what you see in the replies is how this game just looks so amazing. Justin Wong is saying that this is probably contender for best fighting game for 2026. I'm still kind of miffed that I didn't get into the alpha playtest, but it is what it is. So Avatar Legends, the fighting game, went from a Flash game to basically the most anticipated fighting game in the span of a month. This is probably one of the quickest turnarounds in public opinion I've seen in a while, but I'm all for it. After all, I've always wanted to see an Avatar Last Airbender fighting game. The games we've had thus far have not really hit the right spot, but it's looking like this one might be a keeper. I didn't get into this playtest, so hopefully the next one's a go. I can play it on my PC, but I would really prefer that they have a playtest on the Switch 2 as well, since that game is multi-platform, including the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's gonna have crossplay all around. So I'm gonna be on that game for sure, and tomorrow we're gonna be playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero on the Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned for that. I'm Switch Played done.